The room fell silent the moment she laughed at her own husband. More than 100 guests stood inside the beautifully decorated anniversary hall, smiling only seconds before. Crystal lights sparkled above their heads, expensive music filled the air, and cameras captured every perfect-looking moment. But in a single heartbeat, the atmosphere changed. One careless joke, one mocking smile, and one man's eyes quietly lowered to the floor. No one noticed the pain hidden behind his gentle smile, except time itself, which was about to teach a lesson no celebration could ever erase. Before we continue, if you believe kindness is more valuable than money, respect is the strongest foundation of love, and everyone deserves a second chance, please take a moment to like this video, leave a comment, share it with someone you care about, and subscribe to the Unfolded Story Hub channel for more emotional stories that touch the heart. Emma and Daniel had been married for 12 years. To everyone around them, they looked like the perfect couple. Emma was a successful corporate executive whose elegant appearance and confident personality attracted admiration wherever she went. Daniel, on the other hand, lived a much quieter life. He owned a small neighborhood repair shop where he fixed old furniture, restored broken antiques, and often repaired items for elderly customers without charging them a single dollar. He was not wealthy, nor was he interested in becoming famous. He simply believed that honest work and kindness were enough to build a meaningful life. Years earlier, when Emma was still struggling to finish college, Daniel had worked 2 jobs so she could focus on her education. He never reminded her of those sacrifices because he believed love should never become a debt. As Emma climbed the corporate ladder, their financial situation improved dramatically. A luxurious house replaced their small apartment, expensive cars filled the driveway, and business executives became regular guests at their dinner table. Yet something quietly disappeared along the way. Gratitude slowly turned into pride, and pride slowly turned into embarrassment whenever Daniel appeared beside her in his simple clothes. Their 12th anniversary was supposed to celebrate their journey together. Emma insisted on hosting a lavish party at one of the city's finest hotels. Every detail reflected elegance, from the fresh flowers imported from overseas to the live orchestra performing romantic songs throughout the evening. Daniel agreed because he wanted Emma to be happy, even though he felt uncomfortable surrounded by people who judged others by their appearance instead of their character. As the evening progressed, guests admired Emma's achievements and complimented the luxurious celebration. Glasses were raised, photographs were taken, and speeches filled the room. Then someone jokingly asked Daniel how business was going at his little repair shop. Before Daniel could answer, Emma laughed loudly and said that while she built million-dollar projects, her husband still spent his days fixing broken chairs and old tables. She joked that she sometimes wondered if she had accidentally married a handyman instead of a successful businessman. The room filled with nervous laughter. Some people smiled politely while others looked away in discomfort. Daniel forced himself to smile because he refused to embarrass his wife further. He quietly applauded after her speech, thanked everyone for attending, and continued serving desserts to guests as though nothing had happened. Inside, however, every word had settled heavily on his heart. He realized that the woman he had loved unconditionally no longer saw the man behind the work. She only saw the title society attached to him. Late that night, after the guests had gone home and the decorations were being removed, Emma returned to the empty ballroom because she had forgotten her phone charger. As she walked through the quiet hall, she noticed the hotel's elderly cleaning lady sitting alone, wiping tears from her eyes. Curious, Emma gently asked what had happened. The woman explained that years ago her husband had also worked with his hands as a carpenter. People mocked him because he never became wealthy, yet he spent his entire life helping others. When he passed away, hundreds of strangers attended his funeral. Families brought repaired furniture he had restored for free, children carried toys he had fixed, and neighbors shared stories of how he quietly paid medical bills and repaired homes after storms without asking for recognition. The old woman softly said that respect is worth far more than applause because applause disappears when the music ends. Those words lingered in Emma's mind as she drove home through the silent streets. When she entered the house, Daniel was asleep on the couch instead of their bedroom. Beside him sat a small wooden anniversary gift wrapped with simple ribbon. Emma slowly opened it and found a beautifully handcrafted memory box made entirely by Daniel. Every piece of wood had been polished by hand. Inside were photographs from every stage of their marriage, old movie tickets from their first date, handwritten notes she had forgotten she ever wrote, and tiny keepsakes collected over 12 years together. At the bottom rested a folded letter. Daniel explained that every scratch in the wood represented one difficult season they had survived together, and every polished surface represented forgiveness after hardship. He wrote that expensive gifts lose value over time, but memories become priceless when they are protected with love. He thanked Emma for changing his life and wished that no matter how successful they became, they would never forget the people they once were. As tears rolled down Emma's face, another envelope slipped from the box. It contained receipts from 12 years earlier. They showed that Daniel had quietly sold his father's vintage motorcycle, his treasured guitar, and even his personal savings to pay for Emma's university tuition. He had never mentioned any of it because he believed her dreams were their dreams. Emma suddenly remembered countless moments she had ignored. Daniel waiting outside her office during late nights with warm coffee. Daniel staying awake while she prepared presentations. Daniel repairing neighbors' homes after storms. Daniel spending weekends teaching fatherless boys woodworking skills for free. Daniel had never chased recognition because his reward was seeing others smile. For the first time in years, Emma realized she had measured success using numbers instead of character. She had valued applause more than loyalty and appearance more than sacrifice. The following morning she quietly visited Daniel's repair shop without telling him. She expected to see a modest workplace with a few customers. Instead, she witnessed something extraordinary. Elderly couples hugged Daniel with gratitude. Parents thanked him for repairing broken cribs they could not afford to replace. A disabled veteran shook Daniel's hand after receiving a restored wheelchair at no charge. Children laughed while building small wooden birdhouses under Daniel's patient guidance. The tiny workshop was filled with hope instead of luxury. Emma stood outside, overwhelmed with shame. She realized her husband had built something far greater than a business. He had built a community. That evening, Emma asked Daniel to accompany her to the same hotel ballroom where the anniversary party had taken place. This time there were no decorations, no orchestra, and no cheering guests. Only the two of them stood beneath the quiet lights. With tears filling her eyes, Emma sincerely apologized. She admitted that success had changed her perspective and blinded her to the extraordinary man who had always stood beside her. She confessed that the greatest mistake of her life was not the joke itself but forgetting the countless sacrifices hidden behind Daniel's quiet smile. She thanked him for believing in her long before the world did and asked for the chance to earn back the respect she had failed to give him. Daniel listened silently. Hurt does not disappear overnight, but genuine remorse has a language the heart understands. After a long moment, he gently embraced her. Forgiveness did not erase the pain, but it opened the door to healing. From that day forward, Emma began changing her life one decision at a time. She visited Daniel's workshop every weekend, volunteered in community projects, and publicly acknowledged his kindness whenever people praised her achievements. Together they started a charitable foundation that restored furniture for struggling families, created job opportunities for young craftsmen, and provided free home repairs for elderly residents. Their marriage slowly became stronger because it was rebuilt not on pride but on humility. Months later, during another company celebration, Emma was invited to deliver an award acceptance speech. Instead of speaking about profits or promotions, she shared the story of the man who had quietly sacrificed everything so she could achieve her dreams. She proudly introduced Daniel as the strongest, kindest, and most successful person she had ever known, not because of wealth, but because of the lives he changed every single day. This time the applause was different. It was filled with genuine respect. Sometimes the richest people are not those with the largest bank accounts. They are the ones whose kindness continues living inside the hearts of others. Respect should never depend on someone's job title, income, or social status. Real love grows where gratitude lives, and marriages survive when both hearts choose appreciation over pride. Before we reach the end, we have one special request for you. Please leave a comment and tell us, what is one lesson about love or respect that this story reminded you of? Your words may encourage someone who truly needs hope today. If this story touched your heart, reminded you to appreciate someone in your life, or inspired you to choose kindness over pride, please like this video, share it with your friends and family, leave your thoughts in the comments, and subscribe to the Unfolded Story Hub channel. Your support helps us continue bringing meaningful stories that inspire compassion, forgiveness, and second chances. Because sometimes, the greatest apology is not spoken with words alone, it is proven through a lifetime of changed actions, renewed respect, and a love that finally remembers what truly matters.